We're 45 miles from the coast of Gaza, and 3 warships have appeared. They've jammed our radar, jammed our communication. Very difficult to make any calls on satellite phone. Internet is down. There's also a military helicopter hovering above. They've made radio contact with us. They've asked for our destination. The organizers of this boat have said the destination of the boat is the conscience of humanity. That's not an answer that the Israelis are accepting. They're demanding to know where these boats are going, although it's very clear where these boats are headed. They're continuing at full speed towards Gaza, and the 3 very, very large warships are closing in slowly from either side onto these boats. And I anticipate fairly soon the smaller boats filled with soldiers will intercept and perhaps attack these vessels, but we'll have to wait and see. At the moment, we're waiting to see how the Israeli military react to the response they've been given so far.
Yeah, all right. Just tell us a little bit about the mood amongst the passengers at the moment. Are people scared? What are they thinking?
Okay. People have been anticipating this moment for 3 days now, so they're reacting in a very calm manner. But of course, this morning there was a lot of optimism because the Israelis hadn't made any contact even when we entered 100 nautical miles to Gaza. Now, obviously, those hopes of reaching Gaza are beginning to fall apart as these warships close in. There's a real concern, of course. A lot of people are very frustrated by the fact that communications are jammed. We've moved closer to the Irish ship, the Surche, because we were keeping some distance from them for safety reasons, but we are now moving closer to them for protection. But there's not much protection from 3 very large warships, and as I said, military helicopters hovering overhead. At the moment, they look like they're about 8 kilometers away, but that distance and that gap is closing, and people are deciding what to do and how to react as the situation develops.
Are the passengers going to offer any resistance when the ship is boarded?
Well, the passengers, there's only 6 activists on this ship, 15 activists on the other ship. The rest of the passengers on this ship are journalists. They said that they will only offer passive resistance. They'll tell the Israelis that this is an act of piracy. It's illegal. They will not disembark the boat voluntarily. They'll have to be dragged off, and the boat will have to be dragged to Ashdod if it's going to be dragged anywhere. But they won't put up the kind of resistance that we saw seen on the first Freedom Flotilla. It's a different strategy this time, even though the resistance put up on the first Freedom Flotilla was legitimate given the attack that it was placed under.
Why do you think the Israelis have waited until you are so close to Gaza to intercept you?
It's hard to tell what the Israelis are thinking. Of course, this flotilla set off in secret. There was no publicity, no warning ahead of time. So that may have potentially caught them off guard. Well, they have had 2 days, 2-3 days to prepare for its arrival. And of course, it's a much smaller flotilla. It's 2 fairly small boats compared to the larger flotillas that we saw earlier this year and the year before. So they're probably quite confident that they can handle it. But of course, we have had incidents in the past. The first 5 attempts to break the siege and enter Gaza through sea were successful. The Israelis warned the ships, made contact, but actually let them go. So perhaps that's what they're going to do now, but we have to see what happens. Of course, the first thing that they always do is try and instill fear on the passengers on the boat with their very, very heavy presence. 3 extremely large warships for 2 very small boats is clearly overkill.
Okay, Hassan, finally, what do you think is going to happen to the crew, the money you have on board and the aid? What's going to happen to you guys now?
Well, if the Israelis decide to take these boats, they're going to have to drag them to Ashdod and drag the passengers off. And then it depends. Obviously, there's one young Palestinian on board who is technically an Israeli citizen. He's very concerned about what's going to happen to him. I was on the Mavi Marmara last year, and I was told not to come back on the flotilla. And of course, I work for Press TV, so there's a bit of concern about what's going to happen to me. But it's probably what's happened in the past is that internationals have been deported to their country of origin, or on the first Freedom Flotilla were deported to Turkey. That's probably what's going to happen, but of course there is no consistency in Israel's actions, so nobody can really predict what it will do and how it will behave this time around.
Okay, all right, thanks Hassan, and good luck.
Just to update you, I can see 4 or 5 more ships ahead of it. No, more than that, 5. It's like half the Israeli Navy has turned up. So we have 3 warships on either side. There are now another 4 or 5 military vessels straight ahead of us as well. It's getting quite scary. Okay, and just let them know there are at least now 7 Israeli warships or vessels in the sea around us now. We're surrounded.